Welcome to Portrait in a Minute. When we think about the Confederacy, we tend to focus on the glamorous generals, Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Stuart, and pay relatively less attention to the politicians. Politicians tend to be a colorless lot anyway, and the glamour of the Confederate generals is undeniable. But we make a mistake when we don't pay attention to the career of Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy. Jefferson was an extremely interesting case. He was a military man. He went to the United States Military Academy at West Point. He didn't do very well. Davis was something of a wild child as a young man, getting into all kinds of trouble, including more than one court-martial for insubordination. He graduated from West Point and fought in the Mexican War, did extremely well there, again, making himself through war in a way that many of his contemporaries did. After the war, he settled down and married, and then was struck by a double tragedy, that his young wife died soon after they were wed, and Davis himself was critically ill for a long time. This seems to have changed him. It seems to have chastened him. It seems to have made him sober. He had always had an extremely high sense of his own dignity and place in the world, but now he became sober and, in a way, distant and even cold. He did the best he could as president. He knew full well the cards that he had been dealt, the inferior strategic and material economic situation of the Confederacy. And curiously enough, ironically, he represented the government of the Confederacy by turning it into a strong state against the desires of localism, against the notion that the states would govern by themselves. He instituted conscription, the draft, well before the Union, and he even attempted to control the economy through Richmond. He was captured at the end of the war, although not, as legend has it, while wearing a women's dress in disguise. He served 2 years in the Far Tortugas in prison, and later wrote a very dry history of the war, which justified his conduct and the cause of secession. He is shown here in a very nice small painting from 1849 of the future President Davis as a senator, along with his second wife, Verena Howell Davis. This is Portrait in a Minute.